Whoa. Okay, hold on. I tell you something immediately. It's bigger than you think it is. And the ceiling is tall. Wow, this is much bigger than the videos show. Anyways, let's just go in and see this standard view, see what that's all about. Get a quick overview. There's a lot of space this way. This, I'll tell you right now, the classic Polynesian, the living area is smaller than this. Even though the room overall is bigger, the living area is smaller than this. I am so happy about that, wow. But let's look at this standard view. Is this gonna bother me or not? Because standard view at the classic Polynesian is beautiful. I'm actually pretty happy about this. This is 6th floor. I think this is the highest floor of standard view. Even though you see this and all that sky, look how high you can go before the next level is blocked off. And let me tell you something, if you're at the bed, if you're on the bed, your view, when you're laying on the bed, you see the trees and stuff. You don't see the parking lot. That's what I was kind of wondering. Wow, I'm pretty impressed. Now we're gonna, as a classic Polynesian lover, I am pretty, and this shower is bigger than the walk-in shower at the classic Polynesian Deluxe Studios. Yo. I'm pretty freaking happy about this. Standard view, I am happy with the standard view. Let's go into the balcony for a second. Balcony's pretty large too. Yeah, when I come out here though, I don't like this, but the monorail's here. I'm not a big monorail guy though. But this, your view, this is how big it really looks in person. So you see a lot of tree and lake here, so this is not disappointing at all. I just turned on the lights. Look from here, you can see the view. Beautiful. This is what I was wondering. I'm like, okay, if I'm not on the balcony, can I still see the disgusting, look at this view, beautiful. And the lighting is so good. Wow. TV's huge. Here's the painting on the thing, whatever. Look at that. That's from the one. That is very nice. That is nice. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. They got a little table over here too. You can move. Here's the fridge. Everything I'm showing on the video is bigger in person than you can tell on the video. These are so tall, makes the room so much bigger. The lighting is fantastic. I'm the biggest person that is a naysayer of this when I first saw videos of this place. And I love the classic Polynesian, but this is really, I don't know about blowing me away. I think maybe blowing me away actually. Yeah, I am really impressed. Very nice. As a classic Polynesian lover, I give this place an A+. Even this, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal in person. Here's the thing though. We have, I think, the highest floor. That's the regular standard view. So I don't know how different it'll be if you go lower as far as your view from the bed or anywhere other part of the room where everything looks better than seeing the road. Anyways, it's beautiful and it's huge. When sitting over here, you only see the sky and the greenery. You don't see the street when sitting on this couch. Okay, this doesn't go all the way, so I took one of the bed sheets, wrapped it around, and now wide view. And this is not bothering me. I really thought it was gonna bother me, but it's not. Because this is mostly what you see. Here's the water pressure. looks pretty good, wide range. And if you switch it to the other one, that looks like a little more power. You can't do both at the same time though. Water pressure is not as good as the old Polynesian. That is better than this one still. But the other Polynesian, you could have both at the same time too. Let's sit down and see how the view is. This thing, huge field of view from your balcony. Everything about this room is big. The shower is big, the ceilings are high, the living area is big. Something that doesn't come across in videos. Much bigger than like classic Polynesian as far as those areas. Higher ceiling, big balcony. That's the thing going for it. Another thing, you can leave this open because there's no mosquitoes like in the classic Polynesian. You can see Grand Floridian. You know what it's like? It's like an IMAX screen. A huge IMAX screen. That's how big your view is. Laying down on the bed, looking out the window. Beautiful view. All right, here's the view now. Standard view during golden hour. Very nice. Beautiful moon. Oh. Yeah. That helps with that view, you know? Seeing the monorail come through. And I'll tell you, having the other terraces that face the lagoon balances out staying in a standard view. This is still nice. There's an issue here with the lights. It's either all or nothing. If you turn off the light, all the lights turn off. So you can't, like if somebody's sleeping, turn off like this side and leave on a little light on this side. It doesn't work like that. Here's the aftermath of all the mayhem. What a great stay. The Polynesian Tower is wonderful from a perspective of someone who loves the classic Polynesian. I cannot say they did a great job. I can't say anything. A few little disappointments. Magic bands didn't work here and there, but they fixed it, you know. And these lights, they're all together, so it's either everything off or nothing off, you know. That's the kind of couple criticisms I have. If you're cooking, it has so much space for cooking in a deluxe studio and countertops. It's fantastic. Bathroom was great, especially having a walk-in shower. I love that. Very big. And the standard view, I'm very happy with it. I know this may look a little unpleasant, but it's really not a bother in person, and it's only gonna look even better. So if you're thinking about staying here, stay here. Book it. Deluxe Studio is huge. Living area is fantastic. Bigger than classic Polynesian living area. So I was pleasantly surprised with the Polynesian Island Tower Deluxe Studio Resort view, but now I'm moving over to the classic Polynesian Deluxe Studio Resort view, and you will see my reaction and how it compares. Welcome to the Polynesian. Immediately something I noticed is the walkways are wider, and I like the darker colors here than the new tower. The lighting I like it better. We at 3910 standard view. Here we go. I can tell you first impressions immediately after staying at the tower. I like the more of the colors and the darker tones here better. But I can immediately tell you the main living area just from looking at it here is smaller. However, look at these beautiful paintings. You know, the second bathroom, the Peter Pan, the Little Mermaid Lagoon. That's all my style, you know? So another immediate thing is the kitchenette is much smaller than that kitchen area in that new tower. But I think this is, just looking at this, this is like more cozy. It's giving me more cozy vibes. And I can tell you, this shower. So this area is obviously bigger than the one bathroom in the other tower. And I like the darker shower. Okay, let's continue on. It is golden hour right now that we got into the room. Yeah, I like this design better. It feels more cozy. I can tell you that right now. But let's walk straight to, actually hold on. This is one of my favorite paintings. That's the Jolly Roger. But here, let's take a quick look here too. Lilo and Stitch, love it. I love that, of course. Big screen. But let's see what the view is from this room. Oh my God. Okay, so this is a standard view, Deluxe studio. I can see the lagoon right here with Grand Floridian in the background. Oh my God. This is stunning, stunning standard view. I could see the pool here. And look, I see the lagoon towards the end of. This is perfect. This is so perfect. Oh my gosh. From video, you can't really see much lagoon, but I can see like right there. That's how big it looks like to me. And all this greenery. Yeah, I'll tell you that I do prefer this standard view than the new tower standard view, even though this isn't as much as the tower. Your view was the next building up, the roof was much higher, so your view is much bigger, but you still see a little of the street and then the greenery and that. But I like to see the jungle view and the water especially, which is not going to happen every time on a standard view. Yeah, so just coming off of the new tower, and if you've seen that video, you'll know how much I loved it and was so pleasantly surprised, especially that new area they put just for guests to go view the lake view and sitting there and everything. But yeah, it's still my number one. By the way, there's a freezer here too. None of the other places we stayed at had a freezer. None of them. Boardwalk didn't. New Polynesian Tower didn't. Grand Floridian Resort Studio didn't either. So, got a drawer over there. Yeah, this is home. You know what I mean? This is home. So, however, I still like doing split stays and staying elsewhere. The Grand Floridian, every trip a little bit. The new tower, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fit it in. But the most I will stay and the end of my trips, because this is where I'm most happy to go to, will be classic Polynesian. You know, it's just fantastic. I mean, you know, you got a little Disney here, Lilo and Stitch. I'll take that over the vague Moana art in the new tower. I'll take that. And the Jolly Roger from Peter Pan, the Mermaid Lagoon in the bathroom. I'll take these over that. But yeah, the ceiling is shorter. In the new tower, it's much higher. So the room also not only is bigger, but feels bigger. But this is so much more cozy. And I like having carpet over here, cozier. And then just the wood floor here, so. And I got everything you need here. So yeah, I'll still be going and staying at the new tower 1 or 2 days here and there, but this is home. My view from the couch. Whoop. Yeah, beautiful sunset. But if I sit there, this chair. Yep. See the Grand Floridian back there, the water. Beautiful views. You know, and the window is longer this way. And I think it's actually might be a little shorter or just about as tall as the new island tower in the room. But I think this is so cozy in the best of ways, just from the colors and everything. Yeah, I prefer this. Yeah. Check out this water pressure. Double. Look at this. This is the best out of all the places. Extreme vacation mode water pressure. Can't be beat. Good morning. It is checkout day. A wonderful stay. Polynesian, classic, the best of all the rooms we stayed in. Few key differences. We have a freezer, not just the fridge. The coffee maker stays on if you want it to stay on. Keeps it hot all night if you want it to. And you don't have to pour a minimum amount for it to work. The Polynesian, you have to do that, the new tower. The lights can be independently shut off or turned on in the room versus the new Polynesian where you have to turn on and off all the lights in the room. The separate bathrooms is actually more useful than you would think. Even if you don't use it, you can use it for storage. A lot more room. And the extra sleeping surface under the TV is very valuable. And this shower is way better than the shower at the new tower with all the water that you can get out of it. I also prefer this standard view to the tower's standard view. Very nice. You know what? This is my view sitting down. So I guess one thing that the other tower has is the glass down here on some of the rooms, so you can see. I mean, I can see through it, but if I'm sitting down, but if I'm standing up, you know, from this balcony, I can hear the Polynesian music. It's good.